Really awful week for Man U. It's George Gavin reporting on the tie with Wrexham.
Manchester United has today suspended Eric Cantona from all first-team matches for the remainder of the 1994-95 season.
So Eric's idle, but there's still a strong Gallic flavour around Old Trafford. The Welsh Dragon was primed to fan the flames of controversy surrounding Manchester United, and without Cole and Hughes as well as Cantona, the Reds looked as though they might lack a little devil up front. His name was on everyone's lips. Wrexham fans chanted au revoir Cantona. The United supporters sang for his return. Wrexham took just 9 minutes to give the impression that United's torrid week was far from over. Kieran Durkin slipping in for the kill, and Wrexham's first ever goal against Manchester United. They'd met 4 times previously. Durkin, back from a spell in New Zealand, had scored one of the goals which had deposited Ipswich out of the cup in round 3. Perhaps the goal came too soon for Wrexham. It galvanised United, and the equaliser came 8 minutes later. The ball teed up for Dennis Irwin to drive it home. The goal settled United down. Gary Pallister's intervention gave Irwin a clear sight of goal, and Wrexham's brief flirtation with leading the cup holders on their own ground had been snatched away. United were now in their stride. Cantona's storming of the barrier at the Palace, a receding memory for the Old Trafford faithful, and Ryan Giggs swept the ball home for the second before the half hour. The chance was set up by teenager Phil Neville, making his debut at left-back, another chip off the old block-busting United youth system. United now had the Dragon by the tail, and no one will come closer to a debut goal than Neville. Just a centimetre away from starting his career with the kind of strike a certain exiled Frenchman would have been proud of. Wrexham had come with 7,000 supporters and nothing to lose. And to their credit, they never let United take anything for granted. Pallister and Schmeichel having a gentle set too. At half-time, with Wrexham still in the match, the question remained, was there life after Cantona? United answered that with a vengeance. Gary Pallister planting a header against the crossbar from a corner by Ryan Giggs. And Roy Keane joined in the action as United went for the Dragon's jugular. Perhaps Keane, with a clear sight of goal, should have done better. But Wrexham refused to be counted out. Kieran Durkin had another chance to go for glory, but this time the magic just wasn't on hand. Soon after that, United finally put the leash on the underdogs. Note the killer pass from Gary Pallister inside the box. Brian McClair choosing his spot with radar precision to pierce the Wrexham defence. And 3-1 for Manchester United. The game was up for the Welsh. They were determined to go down fighting, but there's no answer to that kind of accuracy. Again, Brian Flynn's boys marched back into the attack, and Peter Schmeichel had to produce international form to keep them out. Barry Hunter forcing the first save. Steve Watkin, the hero of the win 2 years ago over Arsenal, denied from the corner. Manchester United extended their lead with a penalty. Paul Ince storming into the fray, in the football sense, of course. Wrexham skipper Tony Humes is the guilty man in this situation. No arguments with the decision. Ince had nicked the ball away. And from the spot, Dennis Irwin stepped up for his second goal of the match. It's normally Cantona's job, but the Irishman proves to be a pretty able deputy. Skipper Tony Humes only managed to serve a 2-game suspension by playing a hastily rearranged game in the snow this week. He may have regretted that decision when his deflection gave United their 5th goal. 5 goals for United, all without the combined multi-million-pound talents of Eric Cantona, Andy Cole and Mark Hughes. Although the fairy tale was over for Wrexham, they did have the last word. Substitute Jonathan Cross hammering the ball home over the surprise Schmeichel. The shot gets a bit of topspin from a David May deflection to help it on its way, but Wrexham are on their way out. United are on the road again. Alex Ferguson has spent an agonising week at Old Trafford. Just playing football again must have been a relief. The first 90 minutes without Cantona successfully negotiated. Delight all round at United at the final whistle. And for Wrexham, will they bow out in style? Their attacking philosophy a credit to the club and its supporters. Manchester United 5, Wrexham 2.
The only way if we can achieve anything at Old Trafford, is to come and attack them. And I had a feeling we'd score, and it was, I think we're the only team, well, Nottingham Forest came here and scored 2 goals, and we're the only other side to come to Old Trafford this season and score 2 goals, so we've got to take something from that.